Last night, we started a brand new, well, we set up, we didn't exactly start it, a brand new franchise mode because one Snipe and Score Productions on YouTube, of course, has released his most recent roster, the 1992-1993 build, of course, on Xbox Series consoles. I know, it sucks. There's no cross-plat roster sharing. I hope it happens to come up soon, because if it doesn't, EA's big dumb. Then again, they're kind of big dumb for other reasons in regards to rosters, but we've talked about that enough. Chat voted, and we elected to take control of one of the two teams that finished with a paltry 24 points in 84 games. It was between Ottawa and San Jose, and chat chose the San Jose Sharks. So we are going to be looking to rebuild them, but a couple of things to address. For those of you with a keen eye, and of course, because I managed to get a slightly early version of this build, Snipe noticed something that was a little bit game-breaking, a little bit immersion-breaking, so I did technically have to restart the file. Again, so what Snipe does, he has his first file of the year, and then so he doesn't have to remake players, he will adjust ages for guys that are in both shared databases. He forgot to edit the age of one Joe Sakic, who was still 30 years old instead of 23. So we restarted for that reason, to not totally screw the Colorado Avalanche. Joe Sakic is now his proper age. But that does mean the free agent signings that we did last night no longer happened. I'm still not going to go after those players, but I just wanted to make that clear in regards to his process, how a mistake like that happens, and again, just, you know, why we restarted in this little bit of time. Adam, 13 months, would like to know your thoughts on the Flyers draft. Guess what, Adam? I don't have thoughts on anybody's draft class because nobody knows. I don't know. The experts don't know. Nobody knows how good someone will be or how bad someone will be. It is all educated guessing, my friend. So how'd the Flyers do? For your sake, they fucking killed it until further notice. And that's how you should feel about any of your favorite teams. They fucking killed it. Because literally nobody can tell you otherwise that they didn't. They don't know. Unless they can see into the future 5 years down the road, they don't know shit. So your favorite team killed it. Congratulations. Anyway, I do have to set up the roster again really quickly, and then we'll see what happens. Then we will see, because we're not going to worry about the coaching staff. So this will help people get a look at our roster for this year. And again, we'll be able to help you realize what the hell we're going to be looking at here for this year. Where is Link Gates? I need a face puncher. I think it was Wilkinson. No, it wasn't Wilkinson that was getting sent down. It was Zettler. Yeah. There we go. Got to run Link Gates on the team. Got to do it. And of course, as we talked about, this team absolutely sucks. This team sucks. So this will be a very interesting season to see how it plays out for us. Again, in real life, as I just talked about, this team was terrible. Well, the good news is we do have some good things to look forward to in the first year draft class, which I'll showcase again in a minute. I forgot to bump up Igor Larionov. I knew I forgot to do something. Cynical, yeah, it's a custom song, not it's not on Spotify. I will type it out for you. There you go. All right. So let me just make sure we had everybody that we wanted. Larionov is up for, I think it's going to be Barazan, right? Yeah. And I think that was good. Looks good. Of course, we only have a couple of decent prospects on the team right now, too. Ray Whitney is our only, like, half-decent forward prospect, which is admittedly quite scary. But the vast majority of this season is going to be built around trying to trade pieces off of this team. I'm not going to do it right now because we want to make sure we have a better idea of what draft picks we might be able to get back. Like, we could easily trade away Kissio, Larionov, but we might as well use them for now, right? And then our defense just is what it is. It is not a very good team, as we have discussed. But hey, we'll see how this season goes. This roster's live for everyone to download now. It sure is. Just make sure you're on Xbox Series S or X, that version of the game, and it is there. I think all sports will slowly go to best team record-based playoffs. No, because sports leagues are stupid. Again, this is the high end of this draft. Paul Correa, San Luis, Pronger. How weird is it that Montreal just drafted his son, Saku Koivu? There is a generated guy this time, though. Manny Christie. That sucks, but it is what it is. It's, again, you can't really stop the AI from generating players. But let's sim to the start of the year. We'll see where those free agents go this time and if any trades happen. And we will take it from there and get this first season over and done with as soon as we possibly can, because we are going to suck. As there was a deal, basically Bob Rouse off to Tampa for a 5th-round pick going to Toronto. But the signings, again, they're not going to be the craziest names, like Clint Malarchuk went to Ottawa. Shout out to Jock Calendar, hell of a name. Tommy Salo, Steve Ruchin on the move. Some familiar names. Hakan Lube off to Detroit this time. Dwayne Rollison to Toronto. German Titov to Tampa. And Roman Chekmanek on his way to St. Louis. So pretty much all the same names that got signed last time. Just different places. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Our first year with the Shacks. And again, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for us. I still don't know why the jerseys glitch out, but I love it. Again, our ratings for this year, 86, 79, and an 82. That 79 rated defense is going to absolutely kill us. So, hopefully, at least, if this team overperforms, we could actually be in pretty big trouble and might have to tear the team down sooner than expected. We have to keep an eye on the Ottawa Senators. We tied our first game of the year, as Rob Goodrow's out with concussion. Of course, we have injuries on as well, which I am absolutely going to regret, but we will deal with it. So I want to double-check how certain players are going to do. The likes of Cam Neely that have absolutely horrific durability ratings. Oh, son of a bitch. I got to make sure to keep this depth option on the team all season long. Where the hell's Berezin? Where the hell was Berezin? He was a center. And then we got to do it again. Son of a bitch. I should call up a depth defenseman really quickly, too, just in case. Because that is definitely going to happen again. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. Who makes sense to call up here? Zettler was 24. We'll call up David Williams, I guess. Roll errors. Cool. I was going to edit the lines anyway, so I don't think I've ever seen that error pop up before. Tremendous. Tremendous. But yeah, there are ties in this reality. We have another player with an injury. Jesus Christ. Rob Goodrow's healthy, though. I'm just going to let it go. So obviously, 1 point for a tie, no points for a loss of any kind, 2 points for a win of any kind. Again, Arizona in this reality, technically Winnipeg. It was just easier to leave them as the Coyotes, and then if we play them, we'll have them rock the Jets jerseys. So not a horrible start to the season in that we're not the worst team in our division. So we'll keep it going for now. I forgot ties existed. Oh, yeah. The funny thing is I changed the rules as well. So the trapezoid rule, not in effect. Icing is now just straight, forward icing, not no touch. Or, delayed, whatever the hell label they put on it. But they completely eliminated the ability to turn two-line pass on or off. That's just not a setting anymore, which is kind of crazy to me. But it doesn't exist. All right. We are struggling, which is great news. Great news. So, again, we are at the bottom of the Smythe division. Winnipeg Jets on top. 17 points for us. The Blues on 18 points. And go figure, the Senators actually aren't that bad. Draft lottery you can't turn off, unfortunately. So the two-line pass rule, because, yeah, there might be some people who literally have no idea what the hell the two-line pass was. Literally, the two-line pass rule was this. Obviously, if you look at the diagram of an ice rink, you literally could not send a pass that went over two lines. So you could not send a pass from your defensive zone to a player standing at the opposition's blue line, or the play would be called dead. Terrible. Of course, I think it's terrible because I'm in favor of offsides, or offside, whatever sport terminology you prefer. I'm in favor of that rule not existing. I very much think offside should just be gone. Then you wouldn't have to review it at all. It'd be great. And hey, that would mix in some strategy. Someone could choose to cherry pick. Do you cover him, or do you essentially take an on-the-fly power play and just not cover him? It would open up strategy so much more. It would eliminate having to fucking review offside calls. Two-line pass, very glad it was gone. Offside should be next. Offside's a terrible fucking rule. Can't stand it. So hopefully we see that go at some point in the near future. Hopefully. That said, it is January 1st, 1993, baby. That's weird. I wish we could change the dates, but we are currently second bottom in our division. We have 3 games at hand on the Oilers. Damn. So, yeah, the Gretzky and Messier-less Oilers not doing great. We might have to look to make our trades now to try and get those top draft odds. So, that might be the move. And free falling, yes, it is. Hey, you got to listen to some video game music on occasion, right? So let's see. In the league, we are third from the bottom. Yeah, now's the time. Now's the time. Because we have the worst offense in the league, but our goaltending isn't in the bottom 10. We need to make some moves right now. It won't be as fun because it's not going to be at the deadline, and normally I like to wait until the deadline, but yeah, we got to tear this team down, at least for the most part, right now to try and make it through here. So our first round pick's already appearing is pretty valuable. I can't trade Urbe, can I? Dude's only got a 900. What? Is it Hackett? Okay, Jeff Hackett's been an awesome backup. Shits and giggles. Shits and giggles. What is Urbe worth? Nothing. A 4th and a 5th. What's Jeff Hackett worth? Ian LaPerriere? I mean, we could keep Urbe, get rid of Hackett, bring in LaPerriere, have Hayward be the backup at the NHL level. That would allow Wade Flaherty to be the starter. Because, again, I don't think Hackett will be that bad, but he's never going to be the starter. So, you know what? We'll actually do that. Let's look at Ian LaPerriere. What's his age and overall in this? 6'7" overall at 18. Grinder. We'll send Jeff Hackett to St. Louis. Try to improve the Blues. We'll only have 15 wins on the year. and we'll pick up Ian LaPerriere. So that is our first move to deal out Jeff Hackett, which really was a no-brainer, right? That will hardly be our only move. Defensively, he is a legend of this organization, would obviously go on to be their GM forever and ever, amen. Doug, you have a job here once you retire, but you got to go. I got to get something for you right now. Of course, we have to back out because of the freaking completed trade. I hate that. Yeah, Doug Wilson's got to go. He's got to go. Not that he's been amazing, but he's got to go. Second round pick in Jonas Höglund. Robert Svala in a fourth. Is that Carl Dykhouse in a second? Chris Simon in the second. 2/3. Second and a fourth. Craig Conroy. That's not bad. Second and a third. Second and a fourth. Third and a fourth. Roman Cechmanek. Third and a fourth. Okay. Höglund at a medium 9 isn't bad, but I think we should go for like a Robert Svala. Let me see here. Open up word pad here. So on Calgary, we got to look at Robert Svala. Cody, probably not for this game, but we'll see what happens in the future. And then there was someone else with a good potential. It was Craig Conroy. And then Roman Cechmanek, but... Oh, you said 25? Literally, yeah, I looked at it too fast. For 25, maybe. We'll see. All right, let's see. So Montreal had Craig Conroy. 66 overall at 21, medium top 6. That's a little bit rough. Does have silver quick draw, though. That's a little bit rough, though. 66-21. How good's Robert Svala? 73 at 23. Oh, man, maybe we should take the second round pick instead, but... yeah, I don't think either are necessarily going to make it. Okay. Well, that didn't work out quite the way I wanted, but... Coach mode for the games be interesting. Potentially, yeah. Never say never. Although you might be able to say never to me actually being able to do something with this team. We'll see. So you know what? Let's take a look here then. So also on Calgary was Höglund and a second. We had on Chicago... Dykhouse is there. Vince, if you're on an Xbox Series console, search for 9293 or Snipe and Score as the roster creator. Let's see. Colorado has Chris Simon. We're not going to go after Conroy. Second and a third's not bad, but if I could get an already established player, I should totally do that. All right. So really quickly then. So, Jonas Höglund, how good are you? 68 at 20? That's not too bad. Chicago, 71 at 20 for Carl Dykhouse. Colorado had Chris Simon, 74 at 20. And St. Louis was offering up Roman Cechmanek. That's a harsh rating. I understand why you did it, Snipe, because he was a late bloomer, but damn. That is, whew, that's a harsh one. So we aren't going to get an incredible return for Doug Wilson, which doesn't surprise me. You could argue a second and a third is the way to go, but I feel like the best we would get for a third is someone like Chris Simon. So we're going to send Doug Wilson off to Colorado for a second and Chris Simon. We are just adding so much grit to this team. Who else can we move out? Ozolinsh goes nowhere. Ragnarsson, if the price is right. Yeah, the price isn't really going to be right. We might as well just see if he'll develop. Like a third-round pick. Maybe Renberg, but I can't imagine he's too good at this point. How good? Krushelinski's not going to be that good either. We'll hold on to Ragnarsson for now and maybe revisit that at the deadline. We'll revisit some of these other potential trades at the deadline as well. Right wing side. Nobody major to move. Left wing side. Garpenlov, I don't plan on getting rid of. Peterson's okay. So that just leaves the two veteran centers, Larionov and Kissio. Probably Dean Evison as well. Dean, what can we get for you? Can I send you to Minnesota? Can I? 2014-15 feels too recent. Snipe, you say that, but I feel like a lot of people would be interested in it because of how recent it is. You know, and you get to go through with those rosters with hindsight about like who actually panned out and who didn't, as opposed to going back to NHL 15, where you know, you'd have to edit that yourself. All right, third round pick in Sandy McCarthy, third round pick in Dykhouse. All right, third round pick for Dean Evison's. Ooh, Darren McCarty. Darren McCarty. 2009, 2010 would be a good one too, in fairness. Third round pick, or how about a seventh round pick? No, I'll take a third round pick and Darren McCarty. Mike Knuble. That's a decent one. Ryan Savage. All right. So we have a couple of options here then. I need to look at Darren McCarty and Mike Knuble. You could honestly argue Savage as well on Montreal. Let's take a look at Savage here. Macho Madness. Savage. That's not great. That's not great. Well, Detroit, you are the likely landing spot then. McCarty, 74 at 20. Knubel's only a 60. Has the higher... All right, Darren McCarty is the guy. Darren McCarty is the guy. I think Snipe might have been a little bit harsh with some of these ratings. Realistic, but unlikely to see some of these guys develop. But we are going to go Dean Evison for a third round pick and Darren McCarty from Detroit. Which means we got 2 trades left to make here to make this team worse, and maybe a couple more to make once we are at the deadline. So it's going to be... You should try to do it on ETA. That's fair. Like I said, I totally get why you did it that way. It's just in my head. I'm like, man, is Knuble even going to make it in time? How long is it going to take him? Let's see. Igor. You know what? A little bit more value. Let's go for Kissio here. Second round pick in Robert Svelo. We know Svelo's not really worth it. Victor Kozlov. Vyacheslav, perhaps. That's interesting. They are also offering Jason York. Knuble we know to avoid. LA is offering a second and third. Montreal immediately topped them with 2 seconds. Conroy we know we don't want. Valerie Bure. Mr. Candace Cameron. Although apparently they're both fucking weirdos, so that's a shame. The New York Rangers offering 2 seconds, as are Pittsburgh. Roman Chekmanik in a third. No. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So Montreal offering Bure. What's he looking like? Damn. That's a good player right there. 71 overall at 18 years old. Medium top 6. Very, very good. Jay Marty, this is our first season. Yes. Detroit. They are offering... Holy Kozlov. Well, that's the one. York isn't bad. But it's Kozlov or Bure. Kozlov is a 76 at 20. Bure is a 71 at 18. Can't go wrong either way. And honestly, we might be able to get both of them. Detroit wants Larionov. So does Montreal. That's perfect. So we'll take a second-round pick and Kozlov from Detroit for Igor Larionov. That's perfect. And then we will trade Kissio to Montreal for Bure. That is some tidy business for us right there. We get some good prospects to build around. And hopefully this will make our team significantly worse to have top lottery odds. I mean, that's our defense right now. So in case significantly worse didn't appear to be obvious, well, now it does. We do have some younger depth defensemen. I would prefer they continue to just tear it up in the AHL. The Sharks are going to be full of Russians. Well, look, if the modern-day Dallas Stars can take every Finn known to man, then why can't I draft a bunch of Russians? We'll call up Stremin. Not too worried about him. Be a healthy scratch. Right side's Falloon, Goodrow, Odgers, Courtenay. We'll send down Darren McCarty for now. Once I'm allowed to. Yeah, we got to call up 2 centers. Just go with those 2. That's fine. And we'll send down Darren McCarty. And then I need to call up a depth forward, which will be 2 first names himself, David Bruce. I'm already liking how this team is taking shape. Okay, so for the next couple months, at least until the trade deadline, left wing side's good. Craigwell's only 21. We could actually give him a little bit more. Mike Sullivan's going to be our top line center. Sweet Christ. Yeah, there we go. That works. That works. And then the defense, we don't really have anybody to worry about. Okay. The best lines in the AHL. I mean, God, we got Darren McCarty. We got Chris Simon. We got some grit in the pipeline for this team. Beautiful. We still got Ozelinsh on defense. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. God, it was fun. I didn't mind what they did at the draft with like guest speakers and stuff like that. It was fine. Typical NHL being like, hey, look, we attract celebrities too. People like what we do. Because the NHL sucks at marketing its league. But, you know, what are you going to do? I don't like that we have a couple of wins since those trades, but that's okay. God, we're still above the Oilers. How bad are the Oilers? Jesus. Why are they so bad? We're a month out from the deadline. There we go. Although we are sitting with 3 games at hand on Edmonton. This is going to be tough to finish dead last. We do want those top lottery odds. We are currently 3 points. How are the Flyers that bad? They have Eric Lindros and Rod Brindamore. How are they that bad? What? How are you that bad? Your defense isn't the best, but like, what's your goaltending? Oh. Okay. That would explain it. Kind of tough to be a good team when you're allowing 4 goals a game. Kind of tough. In the meantime, let's just go to that trade deadline, baby. Operation get this first season over and done with as soon as possible. Let's get to that draft. Do what we can. As, we have an AHL injury. That's fine. John Carter got hurt. Best lines. Soderstrom was 5'7". It was a different era for goalies, man. It was a different era. Holy injuries this month, by the way. They have people in goal. They're not doing anything, but they're there. There. All the injuries. I wish this game was like MLB, where you could just put injury management on automatic. I mean, you can in some ways with like the AI lines and stuff like that, but I don't totally want the AI to be able to change the lines the second I edit them myself and then back out and then just fix them anyway. That said, we are a day before the trade deadline. We are last in the Smythe division. We still have so many games at hand on the Oilers. But are we below the Flyers? No, and the Red Wings have joined the conversation at the bottom of the barrel. That's not good. So what, we're third worst? Fourth worst. Technically the Leafs, oh my god, we have 6 games in hand on the Leafs and are only 4 points back. Okay, so the Leafs are terrible, the Red Wings are terrible, the Flyers are terrible. This is absolutely screwing up my tank. Again, this is a Red Wings team with Sergei Fedorov and Steve Yzerman. Coffee, Lidstrom, Constantina. I have no idea how they're doing this poorly. This is insane. But, oh, man. If we can strip anything else down, we have to do it. The problem is there isn't that much left to get rid of. You know, our goaltending by comparison of other people in the league actually hasn't been that bad. Like, everybody's been pretty good. Defensively, I mean, again, right now, most of these guys are just kind of filler. Link Gates has 112 penalty minutes, though. Let's go, Link. The Wings drafting Pronger would be ridiculous. Hey, Snipe, shut up. I can't afford to have that happen. Pat Falloon leading our team in points with 43. Garpenloff up there. I mean, these two are on the top line. You know, the point production for some of these guys actually isn't that bad. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. First and foremost, Oasis, get out of here. Off to the deadline. If we can make moves, we gotta make them. We are not in the market of buying. Dave Gagne is the best player out there. Dale Hunter, Dave Ellett, Neil Broughton, Glenn Anderson. I mean, the Red Wings are already trying to flip Larionov, so we fucking robbed the Red Wings on that deal. But yeah, unless there was like a Joe Sakic available, we're not in the market for picking anybody up. So, goalie-wise, if we were to deal a fourth, Ori Boschman, it's not even worth moving him. Mid-round picks. Guy's a legend. We got to keep him. Corey Stillman, Sandy McCarthy in a third, and Hellenius to the Islanders for, is that Bob Mullen? Defensively, if we can move Ragnarsson, we should, because I don't think he's going to develop. A lot of deals, but third rounders about the best we can get. I could get Dean Evison back. Gerard Gallant himself. Halo McCabe. Peter Klima, third and a sixth. Honestly, it might be worth just trying to develop Ragnarsson because a third round pick's about the best we can get. You know, it's funny. I actually did take away the Tim Kerr X Factor because Snipe told me it was a mistake. It's not going to be Ken Hodge at that age, is it? Shalinsky, Rick Wamsley. Honestly, I think we're keeping Ragnarsson. Let's just try to develop him. There's quite a few trades going on. Craig Conroy and Craig Rive dealt to the Islanders. Smolik's worth keeping. More. I mean, some of these guys are worth keeping. Can I get anything for Wilkinson? Sergei Zholtak, Jonas Hoagland. Medium 9 or a medium 6th. Eric Cans, Peter Laus, Ian Moran. All Laus, not Peter, right? Essen Cullimore. I mean, for Wilkinson, he's 25 years old. He's not going to get much better than he already is. Like, he's the third pairing defenseman. 18 points this year. DFD. He's not bad, but we already have guys like Moore and Peterson that are ahead of him. And again, we don't really have anybody to replace him later on. Looking at what our defense might be next year. As I just continue to watch these trades roll through. We'll come back to defense. Ray Falloon. Goodrow's not bad. We brought in McCarty. Courtney, can I get anything for you? Joltok, Holzinger, Hoagland. I mean, we can pick up a couple of guys here and there that had solid enough NHL careers. We'll go for Hoagland. Why not? Just get younger, right? Like, Courtney is what he is. We can sign a player like that any year. There's no way I can get anything for Lenny, right? No. Can I get anything for Ba? No. So that right-hand side, Bure, Falloon, Goodrow, McCarty. Odgers might fit in long-term, but probably not. But he's not even worth that much. Is Goodrow... Oh my god, he has 24 goals this year. Is he going to be content? Is he going to be content being a third liner long-term? Because he is absolutely going to be behind Bure and Falloon long-term. Left wing side. That left wing side is going to be sick. To the point where it kind of makes sense to deal Mark Peterson now. Yeah, I mean, you don't have a long-term home here. Fourth rounder being about the best I can get. We can get Savage, Corey Hirsch in a fourth. I mean, the Corey Hirsch in a fourth is pretty good, given that most people are also just offering a fourth. So we'll actually do that to get another goalie in the system. That works. Can I get anything for Carter? Because you're also not going to have a long-term home here. 6th round pick and a prospect. I mean, we might as well take Savage from Montreal. Or Yasin Collimore. We'll take Savage. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because then we can flip him. He was actually a little bit older than I thought he was at this point. He's not going to develop. Not at all. We could have gotten Glenn Healy or Rod Langway. Let's take Dykhouse from Chicago. Why not? Get another younger guy in there. Boy. We very quickly ran out of pieces to potentially trade away. Can I get anything for Berezan? 4th and a dude. 4th and a dude. Is that Ted Drury? 4th and a dude. 3rd and a dude. All right. 3rd and a dude's not bad. It was old like Petrov. It's not bad. Collimore is not bad. But you know what? Where was it? 3rd and a dude from Colorado. Let's go. There it is. We are just stripping this team down for whatever parts we can get. 5th and a dude. 7th and a dude. 4th and a dude. Acton, 4th and a dude. 4th and a dude is about the best we can do. But to be honest, I don't even want to take up the roster spot, so let's just take a 4th round pick from Tampa from Mike Sullivan. Ship him out too. Let's see, it's only 8:30. What about Hubie McDonough? Can I get anything for you? Yeah, you know. Johnson's a high bottom 6. Hewer, John Clem. We'll go for the high bottom 6. Screw it. I don't know if he'll develop, but we can try. Rowan, I did see that as well. It was very funny. Can I get anything for Buffet? A parfait? No, I can't. McLean, nothing. I gotta try. Also, we have like 5 natural centers under contract right now, which is hilarious. Hoagland's not bad. Simon's not bad. Wood. Johnson was actually pretty good. Azaroff. Can I get anything for Bruce? Why not? I'll get a guy who might be able to get better. It's fine. It's fine. Picard? Can't get anything. Quentin. Nope. Anything for the Mally? The Mally? No. All right, we'll keep him then. I think we are pretty much out of maneuvers here. There is nothing really left to do at this deadline. We have already exhausted all options unless we wanted to move on from Gaudreau. But it might be early. And indeed, shout out to the legend, Edward. Wing side again, Ba. Couldn't get anything for him. That guy might get a little bit better. I mean, we are kind of the team right now where it's like, well, let's see if these guys who probably aren't going to make it, if they can find a way to make it. I mean, yeah, we can, at best, we get like a 3rd round pick for Gaudreau. It's worth waiting. German Titov isn't bad, but Gaudreau's younger. So. And then defensively, there were a couple of guys where maybe it was worth it, but overall, not really. Can I move out Hayward? Fitzgerald. What about Flaherty? We'll swap Flaherty for McDougal. That works. That way Hirsch is the AHL starter. So one more look then defensively. We have a real weakness on that right-hand side. No point in trading Williams. Can I deal this guy for anything? No. Honestly, Wilkinson, Peterson, Moore, I need to keep these guys for now because they're the best we have. We have a hell of a lot more left side defensemen. If I can move Link Gates, I should. Yeah, I feel like the market has really dried up. Yeah, there aren't a lot of teams interested in taking our garbage. Unfortunately. It also didn't look like it was going to be the craziest deadline anyway. We could move Ahola from Moger. Ahola might have a chance of making it, but man, there's a lot of competition ahead of him. Yeah, I think for that reason we can let go of him. Let's bring in Moget. I prefer to call him Moger, because it makes me think of Andy Moog. That's just me. There was Zettler. Dykhouse isn't going anywhere. Sikора's not going anywhere. I really think that's about all we can do here. Yep. Well, we've brought in some prospects. We've brought in a couple of extra draft picks, which is nice. Obviously, second-round picks are a little bit more valuable in this reality because there's only 24 teams in the league. We have a decent little foundation. Obviously, we do not have a franchise player at the moment. But we'll take a look at what went down at the deadline. Including Nikolai Borchevsky traded from Toronto to Winnipeg here in Season 1. Again, I mentioned it. You know, we could have swapped out Arizona for a created Winnipeg team, but then it causes issues with unsigned free agents. Or not free agents, but unsigned prospects. Mike Pekka on his way to Philadelphia. In exchange for Eklund. That's a pretty big deal. Mike Pekka on the move. That was the only other blockbuster. So, yeah, it was a pretty quiet trade deadline. All things considered. A lot of picks on the move. Scott Mellenby picked up by Vancouver is not a bad deal. Paul Laus was dealt. Philly. But yeah, all in all, Brian Propp, Rod Langway involved in a trade. There wasn't a ton of high-end players on the move. Certainly some familiar players, prospect-wise. But yeah, we did a good job of picking up picks and prospects. And again, hopefully now we can out-tank some of those other teams that happen to be massively underperforming. Boston acquired Peter Klima. Nobody tell the hockey guy. Joseph Stumple was involved in that deal, too. St. Louis signed Chickmonic and then dealt him for Mark Howe at like age 37. Marius Tchaikovsky went to the Caps. Goddamn. I'm jealous. I am jealous. Craig Simpson's a Hab. I'm Craig Simpson. Craig Conroy went to the Islanders. We saw that earlier. Jamie McCown went to St. Louis. Corey Stillman to the Islanders. So again, some familiar names on the move, but no gigantic blockbusters. Goal now is to out-tank our opponents. Hopefully.